All right, good evening. I'd like to call the Zoning Board of Appeals for Tuesday, February 15th, 2022 to order. Will the city call the roll, please?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Defoe.
Here.
Ms. Selesny. Ms. Selesny. Mr. Friedman.
Here.
Mr. Rogers.
Here.
Mr. Weigum.
Here.
Mr. Havas. Here. Madam Chair, you have a quorum to conduct business.
Thank you. Are there any communications?
None at this time.
Okay. We'll move into our public hearing. If you haven't joined us before, I'll just briefly describe how we conduct our business. We'll call each case by the case number. The city will read a brief description of the case. We ask the appellant to step up to the podium here. There's a sign-in sheet if you wouldn't mind signing in with your name and address, please. And then also state your name and address for the record. We ask you to then explain to the board what you're asking for and why. Then the city will read findings of fact. We'll ask you to agree with those facts or add anything else at that time. Then the city will give a staff recommendation. Again, you'll have another opportunity if you'd like to speak to the recommendation at that time. We'll open it up to public comment. If there's anyone here to speak on that case, that would be the opportunity to do so. And then we'll turn it over to the board to discuss, deliberate, and potentially ask questions of the appellant. So once your case is called, if you'll just kind of stay near the podium, that'd be great. Will the city call the first case, please?
Yes, ma'am. Case 22-02, the appellant, Ayala Cone, owner, is requesting the following waiver from the board. A waiver of lot coverage for a new two-story single-family dwelling, 25% allowed, 26.89% proposed, and a waiver of side yard setback, 20 feet minimum required, 19.2 feet proposed. The property is located on the west side of Southwood Drive between Southfield Place and Hilton Street at 25249 Southwood Drive. Sidwell parcel 2424452-014, zoned R2, single-family residential. This appeal is to Section 5.193, Article 22, Chapter 45 of the Southfield City Code, more commonly known as the zoning ordinance.
Thank you. Is the appellant present? If you will both just please state your name and address for the record.
Zach Ostroff, 2640 Water Oaks Drive, West Bloomfield, Michigan, 48324.
Thank you. And if you could state your name and address for the record too, please.
Would you push the microphone down towards you more?
Thank you. I do not yet live at the residence, so I couldn't remember the address. My name is Ayala Cone, and I'm here on behalf of 25255 Southwood Drive.
Thank you. If you could just describe to us what you're asking for and why, and either of you is fine.
I'm going to let my architect describe the what, and I can talk about the why.
Okay.
Okay, basically we're designing a new house, and we meet all the setbacks other than the combined total side yard setback, and we need a slight variance on the in the back for an extension. The hardship that we have that's unique to the property is the angle of the lot. So we're trying to maintain all the setbacks, and you can see there's the dash line on the first sheet on A1. You can see if you zoom in there, we meet all the. It's kind of hard to see, but we have the dash line and around the perimeter of the house, and so we meet all the other setbacks. It's just a little bit in that corner, and you can see exactly how much we're doing on sheet A2. Right in the upper right-hand corner there, just a little portion that clips that bath that we're trying to maintain that setback there. So that's basically it. That's our hardship, is just the shape of the lot. It's kind of unique to this piece of property.
Okay, thank you. Anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, when we were trying to, trimmed down so that we wouldn't have to get to this point. You know, my husband and I, we used to live in Southfield. We moved away for 10 years while he was furthering his education, and we came back here to be with family. We are fortunate to have the opportunity to build on this lot, which is down the block from his 90-something-year-old grandmother and 2 blocks away from his widowed mom. The addition that causes us that issue is just that we thought it would be very wise of us to have a handicapped accessible ensuite. It's small, it's not like a master, but it's there so that we can accommodate our family as they get older, and also to ensure our longevity here in Southfield in this home. So, you know, we're just asking if we would be able to keep that as part of our new build.
Okay, thank you. Will the city read the findings of fact, please?
Yes, ma'am. Findings of fact for case 22-02. The appellant, Ayala Cone, owner, is requesting the following waiver from the board. A waiver of lot coverage for a new 2-story single-family dwelling, 25% allowed, 26.89% proposed. A waiver of side yard setback, 20-foot minimum required, 19.2 feet proposed. The property is located on the west side of Southwood Drive between Sherfield Place and Hilton Street at 25249 Southwood Drive, Sidwell parcel 2424452-014, zoned R2, single-family residential. This appeal is to Section 5.193, Article 22, Chapter 45 of the Southfield City Code, more commonly known as the zoning ordinance. The properties to the north, south, east, and west are zoned R2, single-family residential, and are developed with single-family dwellings in the Southfield Village Estates sub. Field inspections of the surrounding area reveals that the properties to the south are mostly single-story ranch-style dwellings. The exteriors are made of brick and various siding material. Dwellings in this area have mostly detached garages with a few properties not having a garage. Properties to the north are mostly 2-story single-family dwellings. The exteriors are made of mostly siding with some brick accent. All of the homes in the area to the north have attached garages. The lot coverage of surrounding properties ranges from 18 to 25%. The surrounding properties have mostly conforming setbacks and lot coverages with a few legal non-conforming properties mixed in. The subject property is currently a vacant lot. The previous house, a 2-story single-family dwelling with an attached garage and in-ground pool, was demolished in 2013 under demolition permit PB 13-0091. The appellant proposes to construct a new 4,123 square foot, 2-story, single-family residence with an attached garage on a full basement.
Okay, thank you. Do you agree with those facts, and is there anything else you'd like to add at this point? No?
I agree.
Okay, thank you. Will the city read the staff recommendation, please?
Staff recommendations is for favorable consideration of the following waiver for a waiver of lot coverage for a new 2-story single-family dwelling, 25% allowed, 26.89 proposed, and a waiver of side yard setback, 20-foot minimum required, 19.2 proposed, with the following conditions. The appellant secures all required permits and clearances to construct a new residence in the city of Southfield, that the structure meets the requirements of the 2015 Michigan Residential Code. This recommendation is based on the following. Due to the unique shape of the parcel, the strict application of the ordinance would result in practical difficulties and hardship to the owner and would not impair the intent and purpose of the ordinance. The proposed residence is in keeping with the character of the surrounding area and would not have an adverse effect upon adjacent or surrounding properties.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything you'd like to add after hearing the recommendation?
No, thank you.
Okay, so we'll open public comment, and seeing no one in attendance, we will close public comment and turn it over to the board for discussion. Mr. Rogers?
I don't have any problem with either one of these variances. I'm glad to see a house is being built there. I remember the house that was there before had a fire. They finally took it down, so this is a well utilization of the property, and I see the hardship with the angled side yard, and I don't have a problem with it.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Weigum?
I really don't have a problem with what you're trying to do. I am going to ask the city this, though. If it is not in character with the rest of the neighborhood, does the ordinance say, for example, you have all houses which are two-story, and then someone wants to put in a little one-story, is that in character?
I would say no. Madam
Okay.
Chair, through the board, I would say no, that's not in character.
Okay, well, in this case, at least all of the homes south of where you're building and on the other side a little bit, they're all single-story, small homes. This will stick out like a sore thumb. You say you go north, but that's across the street north.
No, that's next to that, to the north of that particular lot. It goes, they're all two-story homes with attached garages.
Well, right, but not where it's sitting.
So it would be next to a two-story home with a attached garage.
Well, I don't
home that was
have a
existing.
problem with what you're doing. I just kind of have a problem with it against all these little small homes, brick, very nice homes, and this is a mansion, so to speak.
I really respect that. It happens to be that the house that was on this property was also a two-story.
Yeah, I see that, I see
Yeah.
that. And although I was on the board then, I certainly don't remember it. But, no, I have no other comment.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Friedman?
I don't have any issues with this waiver. I'll do a couple things, questions I have maybe for the city. You know, it seems like the hardship is at the rear of the house. Are they at the front yard setback? Is 40 feet the front yard setback? from the
Correct.
street? So they couldn't move it any, okay. So that's just the one question I had. And the other one is, you know, I've never paid attention to this, but the side yard setback discussions we've had in the past, but it's a cumulative 25-foot setback. Is there a minimum on each side?
8 foot.
So if they're at 8 foot on the other side, okay. Thank you. I have no issues with
Okay, thank you.
waiver.
Mr. Havis?
I don't have any issues with it. I mean, I'd rather see a new house built there than rather it stay a vacant lot. And, you know, it's replacing another two-story house, so I agree with the recommendation.
Okay, thank you. I also think it's a pretty minor request for, you know, a new build and trying to fit into our current ordinance, so I also do not have any problems with your request. Who wants to make a motion? Mr. Rogers, you want to make a motion for us?
Sure. In regards to case 22-02, the appellant, Ayala Cohn, owner, has requested the following waivers from the board. 1, a waiver of lot coverage for a new two-story single-family dwelling, 25% allowed, 26.89% proposed. And 2, a waiver of side yard setback, 20 feet minimum required, 19.2 feet proposed. I make a motion to approve both these waivers being requested for. The waiver for a lot coverage for a new two-story single-family dwelling, 25% allowed, 26.89% proposed, and a waiver of side yard setback, 20-foot minimum required, 19.2 foot proposed, with the following condition. 1, the appellant secures all the required permits and clearances to construct a new residence in the city of Southfield. And 2, the structure meets the requirements of the 2015 Michigan Residential Code. This motion is based on the following. Due to the unique shape of the parcel, the strict application of the ordinance would result in practical difficulties and hardship to the owner and would not impair the intent and purpose of the ordinance. And 2, the proposed residence is in keeping with the character of the surrounding area and would not have an adverse effect upon adjacent or surrounding properties.
Thank you. Can I have a second?
Would I make a comment? I don't think he read
Sure.
the address in, did he?
Jason, did you read the address when you read the parcel number? I thought you read the parcel, but let me just, friendly amendment to make sure the address is in there.
The property is located on the west side of Southwood Drive between Sherfield Place and Hilton Street at 25249 Southwood Drive. Sidwell parcel 24,24,452,014.
Thank you very much. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, that carries 5-0. Your request is
Thank you.
granted. Please, yep, continue to work with the building department on your permits.
Definitely will.
Thank you.
so
Welcome
much.
back to Southfield. All right, next on the agenda.
Would the appellant, would they like the maps
The drawings.
back?
Look at his hands.
No.
Thank you. Okay, so next on the, yeah, thank you. So that concludes our public hearing. Next on the agenda is minutes from our last meeting on January 18th.
I have one comment.
Okay, yeah, there was quite a bit inaudible, which is why I asked if we're recording the meeting. So I don't know if that was referenced as well, or if just the video recording was
So when I
referenced.
Through the chair to the board, when I send our court reporter documents, I give her all the paperwork you receive, then the recording from cable. I also do a recording here in the room. So it's just microphones, masks, accents, whatever it may be, so.
Okay, okay. And I mean, I know we had challenges hearing each other too, certainly not having the microphones on didn't help. But, okay, I just wanted to, that's why I was asking, so, okay, what did you have, Mr. Wygum?
Yeah, as I said, there's a lot of talk by unintelligible in here. On page 26, line 23, and I was speaking, it's Berg, the South Berg Association, not South River.
Okay, yep,
That's it.
okay. And again, I mean, I don't feel like anything that was unintelligible changed like the intent of the conversation or, you know, the voting or anything like that, but I just was curious. Did anybody else see anything else that was important to make a correction on? Okay, then can I have a motion to approve with the one change for Mr. Wygum?
I will make the motion.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, the minutes are approved. Next is our discussion of our next meeting on March 1st.
So through the chair to the board, we have one case, it's the case that you tabled to a date certain, so 21-26 for address 20436 Westland. So when we tabled it, that said commercial. Today I put residential. So to get into this, it's going to be residential housing, a duplex, but in our zoning ordinance, it's considered commercial. So if you do review the zoning ordinance, you're going to look at commercial properties, but it will be for residential housing.
Gotcha. Okay, and then are there additional cases for this meeting, or is this the only case?
That will be the only case for March 1st.
Okay,
But just so everyone knows, on March 15th, we have 5 cases.
okay. Okay, any questions about the next meeting? Okay, any miscellaneous? Okay, seeing none, can I have a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.
Awesome.